Hello, hello, hello. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a great mood this morning. And I thought, let's do a little short video, but I'm going to talk to you about some books I've been reading because I've had quite a few comments. People asking me what I'm reading at the moment and if I can do a video about the books I'm reading and whatnot. And I haven't been reading loads of different books, like compared to this time last year. I probably read a lot less than usual. But your girl has changed. Just a little context. I am a literary fiction girl, or at least I have been, through and through. That's all I'd sort of read is more like serious or strange kind of books. That's always been my thing. Prior to the last few weeks, I've only ever read one fantasy book. I didn't love it. I kind of enjoyed it, but that's the only thing I'd ever read. That was fantasy or a little bit more romantic or whatever. And then recently I've started joining some book clubs in Manchester because I want to meet more people. And a lot of people obviously read like more romantic sort of stuff, romantasy, fantasy vibe. And obviously the most popular, well-known one is ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas. And let me tell you, I never thought I would like this. This is a series or a style of book that I always put off reading because I was like, it's going to be awful. I'm not going to enjoy it. It's not my vibe. Don't get me wrong. The writing is not amazing. It's not as maybe intellectual as I'm used to with literature. But when I tell you, I'm in love, okay? I'm in love with these men. I need to go to Prithian. I need to be there. I need to take me there stat. I'm only on the second book. I'm on a Court of Mist and Fury. There's definitely things about these books that I'm like not a massive fan of, but honestly, this is the most fun I've had reading in so long. And I'm on chapter 22. So I'm not too far through it. I think I'm 38% through the second book of the series. But I'm ready to read Throne of Glass. I've already bought the first book of Crescent City. I am hooked. I'm hooked, and I never expected this. It's probably not for everyone, but like I said, I didn't think it would be for me, and now, I think I'm a Romantasy girl now. I think I am. I'm not gonna lie. So I've read A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now I'm on this one. So that's my kind of more like fictional fun reading that I've been doing. It very much contrasts one of the last fiction books I read, which was A Little Life. Ooh. My heart is still shattered into 1,000 pieces since reading that book. This is another book that is, I feel like everything I've seen online, people are like, it's like Marmite. People either love it or hate it. And same with ACOTAR, like these are books I put off reading for ages because I heard some really bad things about them and I was like, oh, I'm going to hate it. But I think A Little Life was an amazing book. I do think it's extremely sad and a lot of terrible things happen in it. So if you're not in a place in your life where you are ready to read about a bunch of horrible things, definitely hold off on it. But I'm glad I read it, and I think it was a beautiful, beautiful piece of writing. I think Hanya Yanagihara is an amazing, I think I said that right, is an amazing writer. And she deserves all of the hype that she's gotten around this book, in my opinion. So if you haven't read that and you think it's the sort of thing you might enjoy, I would definitely read it. I got it on Kindle because I find with like bigger books, it's just less daunting. And I wasn't worried about how long it was taking me to read it. I think it took me like a month, maybe a little bit longer. But yeah, amazing book. So that's A Little Life and these bad boys. Oh, also just one thing, like if you've read ACOTAR, like, you know, okay, I'm on the second book. So many twists and turns that I was not expecting already with some of the main characters. That's all I'm saying. And then also, I've been reading quite a bit of nonfiction recently, so I'm not actually really finished with any of the books I'm going to talk about. I'm kind of halfway through a lot of them. that's probably my reading red flag, is that I half read a lot of books. I will finish them at some point, but I just get too excited about the next one and then I move on. But I picked these two up because if you know me, you know I'm an anxious girl and I've struggled a lot with my mental health. So recently I've started trying to read more about, I guess, just anxiety and just try and understand it a little bit more scientifically, and kind of just wanted some books that would like help me feel a little bit more comforted, I guess. So I got these two. I'd not heard about these online or anything. I literally just went into the bookshop and I've picked up whatever books I could find on anxiety. This is the Anxiety Sisters Survival Guide. There's definitely some good stuff in this, but I think if you're pretty knowledgeable about anxiety or mental health, this kind of is just repeating what you might already know. There are definitely some things I pulled from it, but mainly this just made me feel more not alone, I guess, because the authors themselves have been through a lot of mental health issues, so that just made me feel less like crazy. This one though, I'm not far through this at all, but so far from what I've read, it's called The Anatomy of Anxiety, and so far what I've read, it's really interesting and helps me understand a lot more in regards to the neuroscience and the anatomy behind anxiety. It definitely helps you to understand not just the mental side of anxiety but the physical, which is something that actually really helps me to feel less stressed, because I'm like, oh, if I understand it for, as a sequence of reactions or whatnot, instead of just this really daunting, ambiguous thing, it's just, it's less scary for me. So that's really good, and I'm excited to finish that and get through it properly. And then I have been reading a few on my Kindle as well. I picked one up called Mind Magic, The Neuroscience of Manifestation and How It Changes Everything. I'm 15% through this. It's well written, but God, is it confusing. It's something I really want, I'm excited to read and understand more about, because it seems super interesting, and I do think that manifestation definitely holds a lot of power. And I was really interested to see the science behind that, because I'm pretty sure it's written by a neuroscientist, or at least somebody in that sort of field. But it's very technical, and a lot of scientific jargon, and that's kind of made it hard to read, and kind of started falling asleep every time I read it. But it's a really cute cover though. I'll put it on the screen. So I'm not 100% sold on that one yet, but I think if you're quite smart and you understand science, then that's probably a really good one if you're interested in that kind of topic. And then I've got Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach. I hope I said that right. This book is really, really nice to read. I'm not too far through this either. I only started it the other day, but it's one I wanted to share, because I do think that if you're going through any sort of feelings of inadequacy or not feeling enough, this is a really, really good book, and definitely one to recommend for people who enjoyed my previous few videos on confidence and that sort of stuff. I'd say this is definitely a good book so far from what I've read to give a go. I'm trying to think if I've read anything else recently. I've kind of just been enjoying the fantasy. It's interesting, I'm reading such different stuff to what I usually would read. I've just been reading fantasy, romantasy sort of every night, and then once I get tired I'll start to read the non-fiction. And like I said, I never expected to enjoy this sort of stuff. So it's kind of just I guess, let this be a sign if you want to take it to maybe try out a different genre or something you've been maybe interested in trying. Because for me, this has opened up a whole new genre of reading for me. And actually these sort of books are giving me a sense of relaxation and calm when I'm reading that I maybe wasn't getting with some of the other books I was reading, because they were a little bit more intense or sometimes just a little bit more boring, not gonna lie. So now I'm getting lost in these new worlds, and I'm I don't know, it's so fun, and there's such a big following on like BookTok and whatnot for these sort of books, so it's really cool seeing what other people think about these. But yeah, so that's what I've been reading at the moment. I was going to do a like favorites sort of video, like what I'm enjoying at the moment, but I just realized it's just books. It's books, my glasses, and then the only other thing is Glossier Cloud Paint in Storm. That's what I'm wearing today. This is great. So those are my favorites. It's mainly just books, to be honest. But yeah, because this is quite a short video, it's just going to be a little bonus. I posted yesterday, but I'm just going to post this today. And then there'll be another video coming soon, maybe tomorrow or in a couple days. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you're reading at the moment, and let me know if you've read any of these books, especially any of the fantasy, or if you have any fantasy recommendations, because I'm very new to this world, so I need your help. I hope you have a nice day. If it's sunny where you are, get outside, have a little walk. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, love you. Bye. Also, this is just a behind the scenes. If I look like I'm dressed up on the top, I'm definitely, wearing my PJs on the bottom.